So I like to start from standing and work my way down to the floor. So you can start with a chair, and what I'm going to do here is a variation of toe touches. So a variation of this stretch here. So you can take a chair and you can scoot back a little bit and focus on trying to bring your chest down forward. So like this. And when you improve and you get better, you can take something like this yoga block and you can go here. And when you get enough experience or you get advanced, you improve with the stretch, you can take the yoga block and then reach for the floor. Next thing I like to do is to stretch the outer hip muscle. It's common that this muscle is tight. So what I like to do to stretch that, cross my right over left, and I want to focus on pushing my hips forward and to the side at the same time, so at a diagonal angle. So I'm going to press, and I like to hold my stretches for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, so here, and we switch. Okay, and after that, I like to go into what's like a side lunge. So you're gonna spread your feet out apart, more than a good amount more than shoulder width apart, and you bend this leg, bend one leg. I'm gonna focus on pressing down, pressing your pelvis kind of in. And so this can stretch that same muscle that we just stretched earlier, and as well it can stretch the front of the hip and the inside of the hip, whatever is tighter on you. Then switch. And a different variation of this one to get like a different angle of the stretch. Turn your toes this way. So we went from here, we turned and press in. Hold for 1 minute. Back to the center. Turn your foot this way. Look that way. Hold it for 1 minute. Okay. Then we're gonna go down to the floor. So a lot of people can't do this. So how can you fix that? You can take this. If you're really stiff, you can bring both knees up, drop one leg. Start with your right or your left, however you want to do it. And let's say you feel like, okay, it's still too uncomfortable for me to just leave my knee hanging there. You can put it here. So I'll show you here. You can put it here, like kind of close to the ankle. You can even, if you want to do it, you can put it here. Show you for this angle again. It's another way to hold your leg up. But basically, you're trying to alter it to get it into a comfortable position. You can do it like this as well, and just lay it on top, and you can adjust it closer to your leg or further apart. And you're not limited to just this. You can put a book underneath or anything flat and play around with the block to use it to get the angle you need for the stretch. So I like to use this to modify my stretches when I don't have the range of motion to really get into a deep stretch. So this is a variation, this is a variation, this is a variation, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side with the block. And then you can still practice both. Still want you to practice both. You can either as well use pillows on each side. You can take the pillow, fold it in half, and place it under each side of your leg. So from there, I like to extend one leg out and pull this foot in a little more. And from here, reach with both hands. Okay, during this next stretch, I like to wear shoes because of If you're on a hard floor, it can really kind of hurt your feet. So I have on shoes. So I like to go into this next stretch from this one because you're almost already in the position. So what I like to do, bring this knee up like this, grab the ankle, and then you can pull it back. And then from there, you want to focus on sliding towards the middle of where your legs separate. So here. And as you get more experience, you can open more and more. So some people tend to be stiff here. I'm a little stiffer here. And the outer hip, the front of the quad a little bit. But when you continue doing the stretch, you improve. Now hold for a minute and do the same thing on the other side.
I also do this stretch as well. You want to make sure that you don't lean forward, because if you lean forward, you take away from the stretch. The leg that you are stretching is a leg that is behind you. You can also, to increase the stretch, lean away, lean sideways away from the hip that you're stretching to get more of a stretch
Another
with
thing you
one
can
arm,
do,
the arm on the side that you're
variations of
stretching,
the
raised in the
butterfly
air.
stretch. You can lay back. You can use the yoga block. You can do this in your bed, and you can drop one knee, and then drop the other knee. You can open both hips at the same time. And then you can do this one as well. Start here on your knees, open both apart. You kind of want to you can play around with your pelvis because you're going to hit different angles of the muscles that are tight. You can also come down to your forearms. Okay. Next stretch I'm going to show, you can place the yoga block here, place your foot on, and you can shift your hips back to get more of a stretch, but maybe you want to feel a stretch here. You may feel it a little bit here too.